We're going live. We're going live. We're going live. Hey, I think we're live. Hey, everybody. How you doing? It's Bruce here, traveling with Bruce. Welcome to my live stream today, Saturday, February the 3rd, 2018. How's it going, you guys? Welcome to the weekend. I got to tell you, here in Creston, BC, oh, man, is it glorious today. We've got super bright sunshine, as you can tell by that shiny gloss over here. I even have the part of the curtain drawn, and I got a light over here to try to even it out, and it's not working. I'm dark here and I'm light here. I got shadow on my face here from the light, and I got what can I say? But it's Saturday and it's beautiful and it's 42 degrees and it's just melting all over the place. I love it. And I want to welcome you to my channel called Traveling with Bruce. And I'm in British Columbia, Creston, about 3 miles north of the Idaho border. You can see the American territory just over there. See you guys doing, how you're doing down there. You're looking good. America looks good today. And I want to welcome all my viewers who are regulars and who are following me on this channel. I have a lot of newbies who've joined this channel in the last couple of weeks. It's unbelievable. The growth rate of this channel is just, it's blowing me away because I've started from nada. We are really rolling. I want to welcome all you new followers to my channel. What is this channel all about? I do videos about traveling. I talk about, really talk about cruise ship travel. That's kind of my #1 area. I've done videos on travels I've had. I do videos on how you can be a better traveler, how you can get a good cruise deal, how you can avoid paying too much on a cruise, stuff you should take with you on a cruise, stuff you might not think about. How to find a good cruise deal, repositioning cruises. I talk about cruise ships that are coming, the new ones. I talk about existing ships that are being refurbished and what's happening with the cruise lines, cruise line news, that kind of thing. Love talking about air travel. Love talking about travel in general. And these live streams have really taken off. I do one a day during the week, Monday to Friday, 5 o'clock Eastern, and then I do one on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern. And it's an open forum. You can ask me anything you want about cruising and holidaying and you know, whatever you're hearing about, rumors that you're wondering about, latest news on a cruise ship, good news, bad news, whatever. And I welcome you to just sign on in. Just kind of type into your computer or your phone. Tell me, where are you right now? Where are you watching me from? Are you in the United States? So what's your hometown or state? If you're in the UK, Australia, Canada, wherever you're from, say hi. Tell me what your high temperature is going to be today. Break my heart because we're like, say, 42 degrees here. Warmer for us, of course. But I know that I have viewers in the South who delight in telling me how nice and warm it is down there. And I love hearing about it. So thanks for coming by and joining in so far. Teresa's here. I see Teresa's logged in already. She's way ahead of me. I can't even get it up before she's doing this. Good day, Bruce. -14 today in Waterloo, Ontario. Okay, Waterloo, Ontario. I used to live there. I can't believe how cold you are down there. It's ridiculous. I thought global warming was having an effect, but not this year. -14 Celsius for those of you in the United States. That's about 0.4 degrees Fahrenheit. That's cold. That's got to be Michigan too, and northern Pennsylvania. You got to be feeling it. Unbelievable. What kind of winter you guys having down there? But what can I say? Skyhawk is here. Skyhawk 1987 Turbo. I love that handle. Jason here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Jason, how you doing, buddy? It's only 45 here. And it's way cold for us. So this cold front is moved all the way down to North Carolina, as you can hear from Jason. Wow, that's, you know, that's a winter vortex. I guess the polar vortex has come on in. Chris Reese just signed in. Heat wave in MI 26 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't know. Where are you? Where is that, Chris? Is that sorry? Are you in Michigan? If I recall. I'm trying to remember where you're from the other day, and I think it's Michigan. I got a great memory, but it's unbelievably short. So, what was your name again? Oh yeah, it was Chris. Let me know exactly what state you're in. I think it's Michigan. But yeah, it's cold. It's just cold. But here where I am, just north of Coeur d'Alene by about 2 hours, in Spokane, Washington, and then of course Seattle is sort of 8 hours by car to the west of us. Vancouver, British Columbia. We're getting that weather. We're getting that marine kind of coverage, and the vortex seems to have come south but it hasn't enveloped us. It's sort of 100 miles to the east of us, over a couple of ranges of Rockies that I'm surrounded by. So we're protected for now. And generally, this is normal for us. We should be around 35, 40 degrees this time of year here in good old Creston, Michigan. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, I thought it was Michigan. Great state, man. Great state, great people. Wonderful to have you guys here. Again, anyone who's new, who's never been here before, say hi. Tell us where you're watching me from. What's your high temperature going to be today? And we'll start the show in just a sec. Hester is here. Hester Van Nijkerk is here from South Africa. 42 degrees something here. Welcome from South Africa. That's fantastic. That's great. Skyhawk is saying, I do not miss the cold Michigan weather. Moved to North Carolina 17 years ago. Geez, I was in my late 20s then. I remember I was once in my late 20s. We're talking another century ago. That's how pathetic that is. I hate to say that. Chris is saying, sorry, assuming our northern neighbors know our state's abbreviations. Yeah, and it's my eyesight. You notice these glasses, eh? I saw the M, and then I saw an exclamation point, but I kind of noticed you squeezed a capital I in there, but I didn't pick it up. Getting old and losing it. What can I say? But anyway, welcome. It's great to have you guys here, and I hope you're having a good day today and a good weekend. The channel, man, my channel, holy moly, I'm telling you guys, things have been just kicking here. Those of you who are regulars and those who are going to watch this video, tonight and tomorrow, I started this channel August 2017. It's going to be 6 months in about a week and a half. It's going to be 6 months. And I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm not paid by anybody to do this. I'm a single YouTuber. I do this on my own. My wife has a day job, and this is my day job. And I decided for about a year, I was looking into becoming a YouTuber, and I pulled the trigger August the 12th, 2017, and started my own YouTube channel. And I thought I would talk about my travels. I figured, hey, we'll see if anyone's interested in what Bruce has done over the years traveling. And I started mentioning cruise ships and my cruise ship vacations, and I would get reactions. So my videos would pop a little bit. And I noticed some views. And so the analytics tell you where to go. Your audience tells you what the audience wants. And I did a bunch of Germany videos, Berlin videos. No one watches them. They've been watched, but nothing like my cruise videos. I did some videos on Italy. Nice, but not that nice. I did a couple of videos about Palm Desert, California, and that area, and a couple of views. It's okay, it's nice. But cruise ships, I did my first how-to video about 4.5 months ago, how to get a good deal on a cruise, and that video just went. Like compared to my other videos, it lit up. Nothing like a big YouTuber or anything like that, because I wasn't known, and people found me by happenstance, obviously at that point. So I decided I'm going to zero in on this cruise area because I love talking about cruises. I love taking cruises. I love finding deals. I love to figure out ways to get to the cruise ship and how to get back home from the cruise ship. I like to tie in a holiday. Maybe I'll do a holiday for 3 or 4 days, then take the cruise with my wife. Then after the cruise, take 2 or 3 days, and then finally come home. One of those kinds of things. So that's a kind of a combo holiday that I like to piece together, where I do my detective work for the best airfare deal and the best hotel deal, maybe a car rental deal, the cruise deal, all in one. This is what I love to do. I've always loved doing this. My wife tells me, you put it together, we're going. Don't look to me. I'm not doing it. And if we can't afford it, we're not going. So I had to find the deal of deals. Excuse me one sec. Drop my notes. I do that all the time. You probably noticed that. Anyway, I love being my own travel agent. I'm not a professional travel agent, never been. I've always thought, gee, I'd be good at that. But I think I'd be so jealous of all my clients who I'm sending away on great holidays. I don't think I'd enjoy the career. I think I'd be miserable back in the office going, gosh, I sure wish with Mr. Jones or, Mrs. Dunphy or no. So I'm my own travel agent. Okay. Anyway, so that's the history of my channel as far as how it came to be and what I was doing with it. And then I started, like I say, zeroing in on the cruise videos. And it took me until about October before I hit my 10,000th view. I had to have 10,000 views to become monetized, or to be eligible to be monetized on YouTube. I hit that, and I became monetized within a few days. They sent me an email. Bruce, congratulations, you got 10,000 subscribers. You're now a monetized channel. Welcome to the YouTube family. I'm going, yes, okay, let's build this baby, because this is going to be my full-time job. I'm putting my 10, 12 hours a day into this gig. I'm doing my research every day for my videos, trying to post them as often as possible, but I hadn't done a live video yet. This is all just regular videos. And then in December, early December, I hit 100 subscribers. And I had heard and I had done my research that if you hit 100 subscribers, now this is YouTube before the changes, because I'll get to that in a minute. Before the changes, if you hit 100 subscribers, the algorithms got better for your channel because the computers at YouTube figured out, gee, got 100 subscribers, is maybe not a hobbyist here. Maybe we have someone who's trying to do something, and I did all my tag wording and keywording and you name it, and it did. The channel started to move, and I was thanking my YouTubers. You guys know the first 100 who are watching. I was so grateful. Oh, thank you for letting me hit 100 triple digits. And the channel just kept going. It didn't stop there. It doesn't go to 100 and then go to 101 and a week later go to 102. Heck no. It went to 105, 115, 120. By the 26th of December, I added 50 more. So the first 100 days, I got 100. And then in 2 weeks, I got 50 more. By the 1st of January, I was over 200. And then in the middle of January, the bomb got dropped by YouTube. They changed the game. And YouTube has been in turmoil the last year, but in this last 2 weeks or so, things have really changed up. And YouTube is, thankfully, really trying to clean up house. They're trying to eliminate bad actors, robot-type sites, terrible copyright infringers, all kinds of channels that are just no good for the business. Advertisers are basically saying to YouTube, hey, look, if you can, bring us the content, we'll advertise. We'll pay dearly for good quality content, but we only want to advertise on good quality content. We don't want to advertise on, distasteful type stuff, because that's not what we want to link our product with to our clientele. Makes sense to me. I totally support that. So a couple of things had to happen to make these changes work for YouTube. And it caught some of us in the vortex, and I'm one of them. I kind of wish they were doing this in March, but I can't control YouTube's timing, can't control my timing, just the way it is. So when they announced the changes, they said you have to have, as of February the 20th, that's 17 days from now, by Feb 20, you got to have two things, or you're no longer going to be able to be a monetized channel unless you qualify again. And even if you're monetized now, you're not grandfathered in. You're out as of the 20th of February, and you got to reapply. So the deal is, first one, you have to have 4,000 hours of watch time, 240,000 minutes from Feb 20, 2018, a year back. So in the last 12 months, you have to have at least 240,000 minutes. And that basically eliminates very infrequent posters of video. Someone who puts a video up once a week that's 3 minutes long and somebody watches it for 2 or 3 minutes at a time. These small channels aren't commercial enterprises, and they weren't going to be monetized anyway. So that's true. The second one was 1,000 subscribers. You have to have 1,000 subs, and that's a biggie. That really shows YouTube you are the real deal, that you can attract viewership and followers. You've got content people are willing to subscribe to, and that's what I'm hoping to provide. I hope I am providing. And at the time that was made, that announcement was made, I was at 250 subscribers or 270 subscribers, something like that. And I went, oh my God, I need 725 subscribers in a month to stay monetized, even though the minutes, the watch time, I did that a week ago today on this program. A week ago. Some of you are watching right now were here when I was doing it. We hit 240,000 minutes last Saturday. And I've added 100,000 minutes since. So the minutes are not a problem. This guy can talk. So I'm down to the subscriber conundrum. And I put the word out to all of you folks, all of you followers, all of my friends, relatives, anyone that was dumb enough to stop and talk to me. I would say, hey, do you know someone that could use some information on cruise ship vacations and going on a cruise and likes what I'm doing but hasn't subscribed yet? We got to get them to subscribe. We got to get them on board this channel. And you responded, and subscribers are responding. And as of yesterday, when I gone off the last live stream, I was at 509 subscribers. So I'd hit 500 on Thursday night, I think it was. Right now, 531. So we're at 531. We're over halfway to 1,000 now, and we're on the final half. And the growth rate is accelerating as to how many subscribers are coming in. And I'm hearing from subscribers all over the place, all over the US, in Europe, Australia, Canada, you name it. They're beginning to find me. The other good news is the channel, the views are coming on even faster. About a month ago, we were doing about 500 views a day, 800 views a day. And now we are averaging, I think today I'll hit 2,500 views. That's 75,000 views a month. That's coming. Now that's still a small channel. Believe me, I'm not a Casey Neistat or anything like that. I'm just a small guy, but I'm no longer micro. So I'm kind of graduating to small. And I love it. And I'm excited about it. And I'm working even harder to entertain you folks, to keep you engaged and work with you on any topic you wanted me to talk about on cruising. Let's do it. So anyway, there's a brief recap and an update as to where we're at. And I've got 17 days to go to get the remaining 470 subscribers instead of 725 that I originally had to worry about. And I also figured out that since December the 13th, 85% of you are brand new. It's amazing. So it's incredible how the growth is coming on. And I am so grateful and jazzed up, to say the least, and putting in the time to keep it going. So we hit 1,000 subscribers before Feb 20. The heat's off, and I can just relax and just keep going and still be paid for my advertising. And I'm inside the program and I'm one of the family and all that. But if I'm out, if I'm short, I'll just keep going until I'm over the 1,000 subscriber mark, and then I'll have to reapply to be monetized. But I'm worried about the downtime because I think YouTube is going to be quite busy after Feb 20 to verify the channels and remonetize and demonetize others. And I don't want to be them, actually. I'm glad to be just what I'm doing. So I'm hoping that the delay, if there's a delay, I'm worried it might be a month or 6 weeks before channels can get remonetized, which is 6 weeks of lost income. And when you're now doing 2,500 views a day, or maybe I'm up to that point, I might be at 4,000 views a day. Well, it's some money, and this is my life. This is my income. So anyway, enough about that. Thank you for everyone. Thank you for everybody coming on board. And I really appreciate it. And I'll tell you, it's really exciting to watch the numbers. Just every morning I go, how many have I got? How many did I get last night? It's unbelievable. Every morning I see more. Skyhawk was saying, oh, congrats on all the new subs in the last 24 hours or so. Way to go. Pamela Jordan's here. Hi, Pamela. You're here. Welcome back. Thomas Arnold is here. Hey, Big Bear checking in. That's California, 62 degrees. Welcome. Pamela Jordan is saying it's about 44 degrees here in Iva, South Carolina. And Betsy Grelecki, hello from Hamilton, Ontario. You are new. I have not heard of you before. Thank you for coming in, Betsy. Welcome to the chat. Tell us, what's your high temperature going to be in Hamilton? Are you any better off than Waterloo, Ontario? Because Teresa is telling me it's minus 14 in Waterloo. It's not good. Welcome aboard. Hester is saying in northern Cape Kalahari Desert, in mine, it reached 50 degrees Celsius now in the summer. Got to be 114. That's brutal. That is really hot. Hester, stay indoors, turn the air conditioning on. Unbelievable. Skyhawk is saying, I'm wondering what types of cruise ships leave from Charleston, South Carolina. I'm about 3-4 hours away. We'll try and find out for you. Chris Reese, Hester, is it 50 Celsius? And Hester is saying, yep, it is 50 Celsius. Teresa saying, holy hot. Yeah, Chris Reese saying, holy cow, isn't that around 122? It's up there. It's really, you know what it is? It's too hot. That's what that is. Chris saying, that's what the internet is telling me. It's scorching hot. And then Hester saying, yeah, it is. Paula Lamar, hey, Bruce, new subscriber from Big Bear, California. Love watching you. That's 2 from Big Bear. Big Bear, I'm taking over Big Bear. I got 2 subscribers in Big Bear now. This is huge. You know, the population of Big Bear is well under 1 million people. It's well under 500,000. It's under 50,000. I own Big Bear. This is huge. Oh, thank you so much for coming in, Paul. Fantastic. Doreen Chapman, hi, Bruce, 12 here in Nova Scotia. How you doing, Doreen? Antigonish, if I recall. Welcome back. She's 12 degrees, for 12 below Celsius there. Betsy saying cold, -4. I think in Hamilton. Well, that's better in Waterloo. And I think Waterloo's only about 100 and some odd clicks away from you, about 60 odd miles. So maybe the lake effect is helping you. I don't know. It's Hamilton, but it's cold. -4 in Hamilton is cold. It just doesn't feel good because humidity is high. But thanks, welcome one and all. You're all here. That's fantastic, and more are coming. For those of you who are watching this video tonight, tomorrow, next week, why is this guy always looking over here all the time? That's where my cell phone is. I'll just show you. It's my cell phone, and on the cell phone are all the texts, the messages that are coming in from the viewers. And I'm looking at my computer up here where the camera is, so I can see you. And then over here, I see the message, and I read the messages and let you know what's going on. Because if you're watching this video tonight or tomorrow, you don't see the text messages. You're just looking at this. Sorry, this is all you get. Try to keep you entertained with words. Doreen is saying -12, wishing +12. Oh yeah, that's That's got to be, oh my, you're about 20 degrees below. That's 12 degrees Fahrenheit, 10, 12 degrees Fahrenheit. That's cold. That's just not, it's not fun. It's winter. Early February, the days are getting longer, folks. That's the good news. We've passed the shortest day of the year back in December. We're adding to the mornings and we're adding to the evenings. And, you know, we get snowfall in late February. It melts faster. It's the only good news I have. Just, we all want summer and we all want it now, right? And so if you want summer immediately, get on a plane and head for a cruise ship and grab a Caribbean cruise and go and enjoy. And I got to tell you, I love to mention on these broadcasts messages I've been getting in the last 24 hours from viewers who are just sending me comments on my channels, on my videos that don't participate in the dailies because, you know, they missed it or they don't know I do it or they're at work. Some of them have a good excuse. Not many, but some of them have a good excuse. But I get comments about different things, and I'm getting more and more and more about the MSC Seaside cruise ship. I'm getting messages like you can't believe. I had a couple of comments where people have out and out canceled their cruise for the MSC Seaside. They had it all booked up. They were maybe they put their deposit down and, you know, talked to the travel agent. We're getting ready to make final payment, and then they heard about the MSC Seaside issues, some of which they're hearing from here, from this guy, but also they're seeing it like I'm seeing it, and my viewers are seeing it. We're noticing other YouTubers talking about the problem at the MSC Seaside, and the problems are all over the place. The big one, you know, the most inconvenient of the problems is the smell of sewage. It's the poop. It's the smell of poop, and you know, the black. They call that the black water. And you know, cruise ships have a self-contained plumbing kind of system where they have their own water making capacity. They also will use seawater for plumbing. They'll also have other systems for filtration and so on. And some of the swimming pools will have seawater in the filtered seawater in the swimming pools. But through the plumbing system, the sanitation system, they'll use seawater to for the flushing the toilets. And we got problems, folks. It's not just one passenger who's made 5 videos. It's a number of people who've posted videos and travel blogs and other, you know, other ways of expressing their thoughts about MSC Seaside having issues. And the odor is it's out there. And you can understand that if, you know, if a toilet backs up in a room, you know, it can happen, and there can be an overflow maybe issue, or there could be a flow problem, you know, 5 feet away from the toilet and stuff starts to back up. Now the crew will come in there and they've got all kinds of tools to deal with that. They'll you know, they'll kind of say to you, why don't you go take a walk on the promenade deck and enjoy the pool or get a drink in the bar. We'll deal with this in the next 20, 30 minutes. You won't have to be here and you won't have to smell the chemicals we're going to use. And by the time we're done, we'll have this all cleaned up and we'll air out your cabin and you should be fine. So under normal circumstances, any other cruise, it happens on all cruises. Don't think this is just a one-off. This happens from time to time. It happens in our own houses. You know, we have issues with our toilets, but it gets corrected and gets dealt with. But this hasn't been the problem. The problem has been random and worse, and it's been so bad that shower stalls, there is sewage backing up, coming through the drain pipe in the bottom of the shower stall. And, you know, a shower stall on a cruise ship might have like a 2-inch lip between the floor of the shower and then the floor of the bathroom. There's that little rise there. And the amount of liquid coming up is higher than the lip can hold, and it starts to spill over onto the floor of the bathroom. And now it's spreading, and we got ourselves a microbe problem. And cruise, the maintenance people are right there. You call them, they're coming. They've got the chemicals to put on the floor. They'll clean it up. They'll mop it up, but they got to stop it. And the odor is just overpowering, and it's happening in more than one cabin. It isn't a one cabin issue, and it doesn't seem to be a one floor or deck level issue either. So we're hearing this kind of talk, more and more of it. And I'm kind of hoping it was that was a problem the first 2 weeks of the ship's life, and now it's been resolved. And all we're getting now are people who were on those first 2 or 3 cruises, and the last 2 cruises have been fine, but I don't know. One of my viewers told me that, hey, we called the customer service department to talk about it, and they said it was an air conditioning problem, that there was a filtration issue. No, it's not an air conditioning problem. The air conditioning is working perfectly. It's spreading the smell all over the ship. It's working perfectly. It grabs air and moves it around, and that's the problem, because you have a contained vessel with cabins, and this odor can, linger a while and spread a whole way down a deck, or go up several decks or down several decks. It's not fun, and I'm sure they're scrambling to do it. But this is an issue that is, causing problems. So I've got a few subscribers and viewers who are saying to me, "No, we called them. We canceled our cruise for February, for March, or for April. We're going on another line, and we'll consider MSC Seaside maybe next fall or next year." Which, you have every right to do, of course. Couple of comments here. Skyhawk is saying, generally I have to watch the replay during the week due to work and cooking, so it's nice to live chat with you. Thank you very much. I totally get it. I'm totally with you. Pamela saying, wow, on the temps, but it's easy and toasty here in my house. Laugh out loud. Doreen is saying, if I had MSC booked before final payment, I would cancel for sure. Skyhawk saying, the Seaside is a beautiful ship, but wow, I'm thinking it was rushed to get into service so soon, perhaps. Chris is saying, buy the cruise insurance for sure. Charles Jordan saying, good afternoon, Bruce. Hi, Charles. How are you, buddy? Mike Hamilton is here. Hey, hi, Mike. How are you? It's 26 degrees here. Welcome, Mike. I just can't remember where you're from. And it's my fault because of my short-term memory. Let us know what your town is, and just tell us. I know your temperature, but tell us where you're at. Yeah, this thing about canceling your cruise with MSC Cruises, and wondering about whether you should go or not, and this kind of thing. Did they rush the ship into service? Another comment. Good comment. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my angle on the camera here. These ships, they don't just build them and put them out. I mean, they try to test. They do test them. There's all kinds of safety checks and pressurization and water. But the reality is this: no matter what happens in the factory, and then no matter what happens on sea trials, until you put the ship to work for like 3 weeks solid with 4,000 passengers a day on the ship, which is what it's designed for. It's a passenger ship, 4,000 passengers, what, 15, 17, 1,800 crew. So what, 5,000, 5,500 people on board. Until you put the ship through its paces for a couple of weeks at that stress level, you don't know. And you're going to find little things happen. And usually it's the kind of things that happen below deck that they can deal with discreetly. You don't even know what's going on. You don't need to know. And it's nothing serious. But when it happens in this kind of a public way, people who don't have toilets backing up have smell of poop in their cabin, and their cabin is fine. Well, the air is the circulation of the air. So you open up your balcony door, but what if you got an inside room? Now what are you going to do? You got an inside room with 4 walls and a door. Open the door to the hallway smells. Now what are you gonna do? It's a problem. And so yeah, there's stories, lots of stories coming out right now, and we're gonna have to see if they subside or stay at this level or get worse. We just don't know. So every day that goes by, I'm looking for information, news. Any of my subscribers, any of my followers, what you hear, let me know what you're hearing, because I'm hearing that. I'm hearing other stories about the MSC Seaside. I'm hearing food quality complaints. People are just not inspired by the menus or the buffet food, or some of them saying it's bland, it's not as spicy enough, or it's there's issues like that. Then I'm hearing issues about the entertainment. Some people love the entertainment, some people don't like it. Some are saying that the same show every night. I went to the showroom, 6 days in a row, and every night's exactly the same kind of show. There's no variety to the show. Well, these are little things pile up, I suppose, right? But the food is the big one. If the food doesn't wow you, we got a problem, Houston. Houston, we got a real problem, because if the food is the problem, that is the second big thing about a cruise. The first one is the ship itself and how it handles, and whether you get seasick on it or not, and we like the ride and the weather and everything. The second one is food. We want to know we can pig out or enjoy decadent dining, or whatever it is we want to eat on the ship. Whether you're from a sushi lover to a pizza lover to filet mignon, whatever, right? Food is food, and if the food is disappointing, this is something the crew and the ship line can handle. No matter how new or how old the ship is, the food can be controlled and can be dealt with. So if there's complaints about the food, we got that's another issue. Okay, couple more comments here. Oh, Mike's saying he's in Jersey. That's right. Thanks, Mike. There's so many more of you coming on board that I'm forgetting where everyone's from. I remember after a while, but thank you for letting me know. SMJ is here. How you doing? St. Louis, 21 degrees. I think you're new. Sean, username is Goofy. Laugh out loud. Sean, how are you? Fantastic. Thanks for joining us. This is great. Doreen is saying there was lines for everything from line. Okay, this is on the MSC Seaside. They were saying there were lines for everything, and food is not great for the American market, more for the European market. And I've heard this a number of times about the food just isn't. I don't know what it is. It's not Latina enough. It's not KFC enough. It's not Pizza Hut enough. It's not. We have our favorite chains and our favorite styles, our burritos, and we want our spicy Asian, and we like fusion, and and in Europe you've got it's different tastes. When you go to Europe, you experience Europe, of course, but this cruise ship is not Europe here. This ship was supposed to come to North America to capture a significant portion of the North American cruising market over time, because MSC is going to have 8 ships or 10 ships in North America doing all kinds of cruises. I mean, they're coming, and they want to compete big time. Well, they better get it together, because this could set them back a ways. I mean, people, you see, we're talking about it, and we're not talking good, which is kind of a shame. Skyhawk saying, laugh out loud, I'd still sail on the Seaside versus Carnival. And Doreen saying, only did Celebrity so far. I'm a newbie to cruising. And Doreen, did you pick it right? Start with Celebrity. I started with Holland America. We both won the cruise ship lottery right off the bat. We picked good lines, really good lines. Princess is great. Carnival's okay, depending on the cruise. I've cautioned you. Royal Caribbean is great. Norwegian can be great, but each cruise has its own. Each cruise line has its own personality, and the ships have their own flavor, their own vibe, and they attract a certain demographic of cruiser. And when I first started cruising, in my early 50s, when my friend finally, bent me over and said, "Come on," he grabbed my arm, he finally convinced me to do it. He said to me, "I'm going to put you on a cruise ship, a cruise line that I know you're going to love. I'm going to hit the home run with you right off the bat. You won't be upset with me. We'll still be pals after this cruise is over. Your wife and my wife and you and I, all 4 of us will still like each other." And it was Holland America, the Oosterdam, a 1-week cruise from San Diego to Mexico and back. He was right. It was a great cruise. We had a great time. We loved it. We were hooked. My wife and I were hooked on cruising now. Oh man, not going to stop this. That was a fantastic time, and the ship was great. The cruise line was great, and we loved it. And now, of course, many years later, here I am, the YouTuber. Boy, do I know he picked right. And it was easy for him. It was easy. He had to pick between Royal Caribbean and Carnival and Princess and Norwegian, and he figured, okay, well, Bruce, something in his, he's around the 50-something, his wife, so I don't need to find him water slides. I don't need a rock wall for this guy. He's having enough fun going up and down stairs. He's an elevator guy. So, oh, I know. Why don't we pick Holland America? He loves to eat like I love to eat, he said. And he likes nice bedding, and he'll like a balcony unit. Oh, yeah, let's pick Holland America. Well, no brainer. Celebrity, same thing, no brainer. Your first cruise is on Celebrity. 99.9% chance you're going to like it. I don't see complaints about Celebrity on the internet. I just don't, or Holland America, really. But interestingly, Holland America is owned by Carnival. It's a subsidiary. And the Celebrity is owned by Royal Caribbean, subsidiary line, just so you know, in case you didn't. Just checking here a couple more comments to make sure I'm up to speed, because they're coming in, folks. This is great. Skyhawk saying, I've heard people complain about the so-called bland food in MSC Divina. I've been to Italy, and the food was great. I believe MSC is an Italian ship. And yeah, I've heard great things on the MSC Seaside about the pizza and on Divina. The pizza is unbelievable. The variety, the styles, love it. But there are other complaints about other aspects of the food, and that's been coming up. Betsy is saying, going on my first cruise, Feb 25, Anthem of the Seas. So you're going to be on a Royal Caribbean, if I got that right. Congrats. I'm assuming it's a Caribbean cruise. Being in Hamilton, you want to get south, head to warm weather. I'm sure you're going to have a great time. Be curious to know what stops you have. Tell us what are the ports you're going to go to? What islands are you going to visit? Teresa saying, I sailed on MSC Divina last year. Loved the food. I know you've mentioned that before, Teresa, and I'm glad to hear it. Maybe the Divina figured it out, but you think with MSC that they just take the experience from Divina. Any complaints on the Divina, they will move over. But the plumbing thing is separate. You can't compare Divina to MSC Seaside because that ship is brand new. That's a new design. It's a first of a kind. There will be ships like it replicated. The second one's being built right now in the shipyard. And they will straighten out the plumbing. Believe me, the technicians on board the Seaside are texting and talking to the shipbuilder back where the ship was made about the issues they're having on board this brand new design cruise ship. And so at the factory level, they're going right into the plumbing to inspect where are the problems on the Seaside. We don't want those on this next one. And so I'm sure they'll have that figured out in time. Hopefully, cross our fingers. Let me see here. Doreen is saying, I was wanting to try Holland America. Would you recommend it? Absolutely. Holland America, you bet. Pick any ship you want. The Euro Dam and the Ooster Dam, the Wester Dam, the newest ships, they keep modernizing, upgrading them, and bringing up the latest innovations, but keeping what works and moving forward. They're just wonderful. And the staff, primo, the bedding, like 5-star hotel, really nice. You'll have a good time. The dining room on a Holland America ship is so good, you don't really need specialty dining. And you'll find that on a Holland America ship, there aren't 25 restaurants you can go to. No, because the dining room is the food there is so good that the passengers are going, what do I need a specialty restaurant for? This dining room is unbelievable. You have to make a reservation to get your table. But you know what? There's something calming to me about that. If I know dinner's at 7 o'clock every night, I plan my whole day around being there at 7 o'clock. I got the same waiter, same assistants there, and the menu varies, and the food is great. And so, I recommend Holland America. I think you have a good time. And you can find deals on Holland America too. It's not like it's $500 a night. No, you can find really good pricing on Holland America cruises. Skyhawk saying, I just turned 44, have yet to go on a cruise. Skyhawk, you're coming into the perfect age. Although Royal Caribbean, they're aiming at 20-somethings and 30-somethings. They're targeting even young families, and of course Disneyline, obviously. Teresa saying Skyhawk it's never too late. She's saying Skyhawk is never too late. Right on. Chris is saying my first cruise November 5, Celebrity Infinity. I'm 53, Skyhawk, but kicking in my bucket list now. Chris, you're gonna have a great time. Chris, Celebrity Infinity. Oh man, I'm waiting to hear your comments when you get back. You're gonna have a good time, and you'll be doing more after this first one. You're hooked, buddy. It's awesome. SMJ saying my wife and I have cruises. We've cruised Royal Caribbean 3 times and have loved every ship and port we've seen. Next one is on board Harmony in late November. Yeah. And this is the thing too with cruising. You go on a cruise line like Royal Caribbean and you're on one ship, and it's time to, 6 months later, a year later, you want to go on a holiday again, and you're thinking, we had such a good time on our last cruise. We should do another cruise. And the itineraries are varied. I mean, our itineraries all over the place. Well, where should we go? But now the real question is, well, what cruise line should we pick? Well, did you have any complaints about the first cruise line? If you didn't, why wouldn't you pick again? And that's what Royal Caribbean is banking on. That's what all the cruise lines are banking on. They're hoping you're going to be a repeat client. They want you to be a lifer. And so you book your second cruise on a Royal Caribbean cruise, different ship, different itinerary, same ship, different itinerary, same ship, same itinerary. And it's great times 2. Guess what? Come the third, guess what you're going to do? Why would you shift now? Of course, unless there's a cruise going to a specific area of the planet that you really want to go to that someone else doesn't offer at the convenient time you can go, you're probably not going to shift cruise lines. You probably won't switch. Makes sense to me. Why wouldn't you keep on going? Fantastic. Yeah, Teresa's saying try it once and you're hooked. Uh, Kathy's here. Kathy Butler, how you doing? Popular travel agent, Affluent Journeys is now refusing to represent MSC due to service failures. I saw that. There's a YouTuber out there. He's a travel agent, and he also does videos. And he'll talk about, hey, if you want to be on the ship, link below. My number's there. Whatever. Got an 800 number. I service clients in North America. Yeah, he just posted that don't call me about the MSC Seaside right now. I'm not putting you on it. You want to go on it? I'm not selling you a cruise on that ship. Call another agent. What does that tell you? I mean, what does that say when a travel agent refuses business? I mean, wow. Yeah, that was not surprising in a way. I was quite interested to see that. Skyhawk saying, thanks, Teresa and Chris. Chris is also saying, I've seen his posts, Affluent, and wondered if he was biased because he's selling cruises. I can't, I'm not going to judge him in that way. He does okay photography. I mean, I think he's got a gimbal on him, so the picture seems smooth. And he does like clips. He'll walk around a part of the ship for 60 seconds, then he'll cut, and then he'll be in another part of the ship and he'll film for 30, 60, 90 seconds and cut. And then sometimes you'll see him standing in an area and he'll talk a little bit. So it's kind of, little, we all have our style. And when I start doing cruises and doing meet and greets with you guys, I'll give you plenty of warning, and we'll meet on a cruise ship, down the road, and we'll take a cruise together, and I'll be filming all over the ship, of course, and I'll be using that video in my future videos, of course. But we all have our ways of doing it, right? So he has his style. So far at this point, I have mine. Doreen is saying here, we did about 20 all-inclusive resorts. Then we tried our first cruise, and now we're hooked. Yeah, that's a sign, isn't it? I did an all-inclusive resort in Cancun, and it wasn't for necessarily a holiday. I have to be honest. Always try to be honest. I had to attend a business conference that just happened to be booked at a 5-star all-inclusive resort in Cancun, because this resort happened to have a huge convention hall. I mean, big. They could handle 3,000 people at a time for business. This resort had figured it out. Hey, why don't we let's not just offer 1 week all-inclusive holidays or 2 weeks or whatever. Why don't we also go after the convention crowd? Because these are business people, and they're wining and dining guests and clients and stuff, and maybe we can get some extra money, have higher grade rooms, and that's what they're doing. So I had to go on this. I had to go. So I went, and it was a 1 week deal. So the deal included a 1 week stay in the resort, was 4 days or 5 days of convention business. And so you had a couple days to yourself. And I went with a business partner of mine. He and his wife went. They had a unit. But I went on my own because my wife and my daughter were back in Palm Desert, where we were living at the time. And it was school. And my daughter, my wife was tending to my daughter's school schedule, and she was a volunteer at school. So I had to go on my own. And to me, I consider this more of a business trip than a resort, because I'm living in Palm Desert, California. What do I need to go to a resort for in Mexico? I'm in Palm Desert, California. So I went to LAX, grabbed the flight, flew down, and did the thing for a week. I didn't enjoy it as much as my business partner did, but I will admit, he and his wife had a wonderful time because they treated it as a holiday where he had to work a little bit. I treated it as a work thing that I was stuck at and I couldn't get away from until the week was up, and I couldn't wait for the day to go home because I'm alone. And to me, it didn't work. Now, I walked around that resort. Of course, I checked it out, and I watched. People watched, and I got it. If you're a young couple, a middle-aged couple, whatever, and if you love the idea of being on a lawn chair during the day by the pool, or just go over here's the Caribbean Sea if you want to go into the water there, or walk the beach, great. If that's what you want, knock yourself out. Fantastic. For me, I found it a bit restrictive. I just felt like it's the same thing every day. It's like Groundhog Day. Every day, the same deal. Now, again, I'm not criticizing this. I get it. I did work for a living as an investment advisor, and I couldn't wait for my 2 week break. So I needed to get away, stressed out to the max, bosses above me, clients below me, and people all around me, and I wanted out. And I would have killed at the age of 35 to have a 1 week all-inclusive getaway at a resort, because that would have been a nice change of pace. But once I did my first cruise on the Oosterdam, and this was with my wife, of course, not alone at a convention, with my wife. I knew going in, I think I'm going to like this, because one, I'm with the person I really want to be with. And I get ideas off of her. Do you like it? What do you like about it? What don't we like about it? You know, am I missing something? We both loved it. But she and I have not even considered an all-inclusive resort since. It's the furthest thing from our minds. Because to me, I love the fact that if you're on a 7-day cruise, you're moving all the time. And yeah, one day you have a day at sea where you don't see land at all, which is a unique thing to me. And then the next 2 days in a row or 3 days in a row, you're at, you wake up, you're at a port. Then you're in the sea in the evening. And the next morning you wake up, you're at a port. And then in the afternoon, you're at sea again overnight. And then next morning, you're at a port. And so you get used to that kind of routine. And then you've got a sea day or two back to your home port. I love it. I love the whole thing. I love the whole package. And I feel like I'm not caged in. Even though I'm on a ship, I don't feel like I'm like this. I'm restricted. No, I feel open, because to me, I got a balcony unit and I'm looking out at the sea and the waves. And occasionally you'll see, near Cabo, you'll see whales breaching, breaking the surface of the water. You see the poof of air come from their blowholes. I've got my binoculars. I'm watching that. Watching other ships passing way over there, or sometimes you'll see a second cruise ship going with you down to Mexico or coming back from Mexico. Wonderful. Caribbean, oh, the sight, the scenes. Even have your binoculars with you when you're at port to look, 15 floors up on the ship and you're looking around the port from up there. I love it. And if I have a short excursion, take my binoculars with me, take my camera with me. I'm loving it. So this is the getaway, and I just don't feel chained in. So yeah, once you're on a cruise, for a lot of us who've cruised, we don't go back. But I do get it, that there are fans out there who love all-inclusives. They love the drink package that comes with all-you-can-eat deal. They love being by the pool. They want to work on their tan. They love dancing in the evening. They love they love that resort life, that resort feel. It's a privacy thing. It's a security thing. There might only be 500 guests in the whole complex, or 1,000. We're on a cruise ship. You could be with 5,000 other people. I totally understand, and I don't poo-poo any of those thoughts. But we have our own. Okay, let me just see if there's anything else here. Gitty Philip, please, greeting Nicholas Helmick. Thank you. Gitty, hey. Teresa McFarland, the Seaside will have it all figured out by the fall for sure. I'm hoping to. Really, I wish nothing but the best for the Seaside. Betsy is saying 12-night cruise, 6 ports: San Juan, San Martin, Antigua, San Lucia, Barbados, St. Kitts. Right on. The ports are all open now. The hurricane damage has been mainly repaired at the ports where the ship is going to dock. Old Towns, you'll be in Old Town San Juan. You can take a tour if you want, but you don't really have to. You can just get off the ship and walk around. You're right in Old Town. 2 blocks from the ship, you'll find a Starbucks. You'll find the t-shirt shops. You'll find little cafes. The cobblestone streets, the character of the place. It's kind of cool. San Martin, major damage, was hit with major damage. A lot of repairs has been done, still being done. Will take at least another 6 months for most of it to get done. You'll probably notice vegetation spots not looking so good in the hills because everything had to be strip dry. The wind just took the leaves off of everything, and so that island is coming back. But you got to go. You got to go to St. Martin, and you can really walk from the ship to right downtown. Is it Phillipsburg? Right to downtown. There's a beach area there. It's like a horseshoe-shaped beach, and you can rent a cabana there, like a mini cabana, or you can rent chairs with umbrellas over them, and a bucket of beer for like $20, and they'll take care of you there. It's fun. I enjoyed it very much, my wife and I, and you'll have a good time. These other spots are great. You're going to have a great time down there. You're going to love it. It is. I can guarantee you right now, Betsy, it's nothing like Hamilton. Nothing like Hamilton. You're going to have a great time. Chris is saying, I agree, Teresa. Heard they were understaffed. Many had restaurants, half of a buffet closed due to lack of staff. I'm sure they'll get it together. Again, these are growing pains, teething pains. Some of these issues, I get it. It's a new ship issue. Some of these issues are mechanical. And, man, we're hoping this get fixed. Skyhawk is saying, Chris, I've seen Affluent's videos and I agree with you. I did not sub to him because he seems fake. Well, Chris is saying, Skyhawk, yes, if you're selling cruises, you're not going to mention the poop smell. I'll use that word. SMJ is saying, Chris, you nailed it. Teresa McFarland, Harmony of the Seas is a great ship. And yeah, I'm hearing good things about Harmony, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Symphony of the Seas when it hits the water too. Kathy Butler saying, not sure what happened, but Affluent is really upset with MSC about service failures and travel agent services. I just wouldn't risk MSC until positive reviews start. Yeah, I'm totally on board with that. SMJ is saying, Teresa, we've been on Oasis twice. They are so excited to see the improvements on board, or we are so excited to see the improvements on board. We're both in our 30s with no kids, love cruising very much. I'm glad to know you enjoyed it. And SMJ, you're right in that wheelhouse for Royal Caribbean. Yeah, 30s. I mean, if you ever see a Royal Caribbean commercial, a flyer, any kind of internet ad, look at the people that they're using, the models that they're using to promote their cruises. Young, action-oriented, on the flow rider machine, climbing the rock wall, doing the zip line, all on board. That's just on board. Then you go to Labadee in Haiti, and you got the mega zip lines there, and all the other stuff to do. It's action, action, action. And if you're in your 30s, they want you. And if you're late 30s with kids, they want you, because the kids are going to have fun on those slides and the water park and the whole. I mean, you name it. Yeah, it's an action cruise. If you're my age, 62, I think I'd like to do it once. I'd like to see the show. I'd like to be on that ship for a week to get a taste of it. But I don't know if it would be my favorite. It may not suit my personal taste, because a lot of what it offers, I'm not going to utilize. But yet I'm paying for it in an indirect way. I'm probably more of a Holland America guy now, Celebrity, and Viking ocean cruises. I'm quite interested in Viking. I'm hearing very good things about the Viking ocean cruises. Chris is saying, Teresa, did you feel the huge number of passengers was a factor in your experience? I'm wondering about a huge ship, because my hubby doesn't like huge crowds, lines, etc. All right, good point. I kind of get the impression that this ship is not segregated, but broken up into sections, like sectioned, because they have the 7 distinct neighborhoods. They have some adult only areas that I'm sure are quite calm. Again, that's why I'm curious to become a passenger. What do we got here? SMJ saying the neighborhoods and ships planning do a great job of breaking up those crowds, just as I thought. Kathy's saying, great topic, Chris. Do prefer smaller ships for less lines and crowds. Does that mean less services and fun, though? Not services. Fun, again, it depends on what fun you're after, really. If you're like if you're on Norwegian, you can get the water slides, and you'll get the basketball court, and you'll have the whirlpools, the hot tubs, the spa, everything else. You got the workout rooms, you get your exercise rooms, and then you have your ports of call. And you may find that the ship is not as action oriented as, say, Royal Caribbean, but the ports of call make up the difference. And you might find that that's where you're expending your energy, and then when you get on the board of the ship, you're crashing. So that might be something to think about. Again, each cruise line has its own unique, distinct thing, feel, vibe, everything. Kathy saying, yes, Affluent Guy is super cheesy, but Bruce is much easier to watch. I'm not paying her to say that. Thank you very much. Oh man, I'm having fun. Group cruise with Bruce, absolutely. It's coming. I don't think I haven't been thinking about it. I just got to get to about 5,000 subscribers. I got to have some oomph on my channel, and then I can talk to a cruise promoter. I can then talk to Royal Caribbean. I can talk to Norwegian. I can talk to Holland America. And I can say, I've got this YouTube channel with 5,000 subscribers, and up to 10,000 views a day, if not more. And we just love cruise ships, and we love going on cruises. And my peeps and I were thinking about, getting together for a 1-week escape from the real world to have some fun on a cruise ship. Got any room on a cruise ship coming up the next few months? And what can you do for us? And they'll take a look at my channel, and they'll see, is this guy for real, or is this guy not for real? And if we have some followers, yeah, they'll talk to us. They'll talk. So that would be great. I would love to do that. Believe me, it's germinating right there, folks. Chris saying thanks, SMJ. I agree. Group cruise with Bruce. Teresa McFarland. Bruce plans on doing one once he is monetized. Well, yeah, and beyond. Teresa is also saying we used to do all inclusive islands, but once we tried our first cruise a long time ago, we were hooked. There you go again. Kathy's asking, what's better, port days or sea days? Folks, what do you think? What do you like better, port days or sea days? I'm kind of, I have both. There's certain, I love getting on that ship at the beginning of a cruise and having a day or two of sea day only, because I just got there. I've been stressing for 2 weeks prior to the cruise about, the cruise is coming, 14 days, 12 days, 9 days, 8. I mean, by the time it's cruise day, I'm a wreck. My wife is just up to here with me going, I can't wait till we get on that darn ship because I can get rid of this guy, because he'll be in the spa. He'll get to that steam room in there and he'll decompress. Then he'll pop into the hot tub and it'll bubble the rest of whatever stress he's got out of him, and he'll calm the heck down. And then I got my husband back that I kind of enjoy having, who's just this, easygoing guy, and he's on his cruise ship. But we need 2 days at sea to decompress this guy. Then we can start visiting ports, and then he can get all excited about going on the land and seeing stuff. That kind of sums it up. But it depends on the port. If it's going to be a port where there's just cabanas and a beach and it's calm and quiet, well, yeah, I'll take that in for a while. You darn right I will. But I may also decide, that's the day I'm getting a massage back on the ship, because out of the 4,000 passengers, 3,800 of them are over here, and there's only 200 on board. They got a deal for a massage at half price. I might take that deal. So you never know. What do we got here? Richard's here. Richard Karmaski. Sorry, my light, Bruce. Richard, whenever you get here, and welcome aboard. It's great to have you, buddy. Doreen was saying group cruise, never did one of them. I call it a meet and greet. I'm thinking it's really not, you're not obligated to, if we did a meet and greet cruise, and I could get us a deal on a cruise, maybe, the rate might not be all that great compared to what it would cost us anyway, but we get a room credit because we're part of a group, and that makes a couple of $100 difference to each of us. I'm a happy guy. But are you under obligation to hang out with us the whole time? No. Am I under obligation to hang with you out all the time? Not really. But we'll do the meet and greet on board. I'll probably do a spiel or two during the week in the showroom or in the bar, or wherever I can talk on a microphone in front of 50 people, 200 people, whatever number. And I'll be happy to talk about being a YouTuber, or happy to talk about my experiences on a cruise, whatever topic. But that takes up about that much time of the whole cruise. The rest of the time, we're on a cruise and we're having a good time. That would be great. None of us are obligated to have to hang with anybody. That would be fantastic. But then we'll compare notes when we get back, won't we? What did you think of the cruise? What did you think of the cruise? And then what did you think of Bruce? Oh, gee, in person, he's a whole lot different. Okay. Teresa's saying, we like port days when everyone is off the ship. There you go. We stay aboard, and you feel like you have the ship to yourself. See, I tell you, it's great. Chris Reese is saying, Teresa, Bruce mentioned that if you get discounts on services during port days, have you been able to take advantage of those or seen any discounts offered? Yeah, deals in the spa, deals for manicure, pedicure, massage, deals for the needles, acupuncture, teeth whitening. The whole ship kind of goes on sale. Sometimes the retail floors, they'll have 50% off their jewelry, or they'll have all kinds of promos because they're hungry for business. A lot of these folks are on commission, and they just got to move product. And sometimes they have to take less to get the product moved. But I'll tell you, the best deals are the last day at sea for onboard shopping, because they know tomorrow is de-embarkation day. And on debark day, they got to be closed. They're in port. The stores are shut tight. They can't sell in the municipality that the ship is docked in. So it might be Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Los Angeles. They can't sell you booze anymore. They can't sell you perfume duty-free anymore. You're in the U.S. now, or wherever you started from. So that last day at sea, you may find retail deals that you've been waiting for all week. So keep that in mind. You can save a lot of money on that item you've been watching, or that you've been wanting. Teresa saying, yes, that is the best time to go to the spa. It's very quiet when everyone is off the ship. Doreen saying, yeah, I love the ship on port day. It's very quiet. Chris is saying, sounds divine. Teresa McFarland says, on Royal Caribbean with the Flow Rider, that is when my husband and I love to go on it, because we basically have it to ourselves. Yeah, you're in port. The flow rider is there. The kids are sitting there operating it, and you can ride the flow rider machine. Yeah, and you can try it again and try it again and try, and get a little rest in between and try it again. Chevy and Verst is here. Chevy and Verst from Georgia. How you doing? Hello, everybody. My first cruise in September on Carnival Conquest, 6 days. We'll have 4 ports: Nassau, Half Moon Cay, Grand Turk, and Amber Cove, and only 1 sea day going back. Right on. That'll be a great way to start it off. I'm sure you'll have a good time. Half Moon Cay is a private resort, a private beach area that Carnival runs. All America goes there. That's nice. I've heard good things about that. Grand Turk, they had some damage to the hurricane season, but not too much. I'm sure they're fully recovered by now, especially for what you're going to be doing there as a cruise ship visitor. You should be fine. DJ Wheels, Bruce, what is that blue card behind you? Looks like leaning on a speaker. Your right side, I think this little blue card right here. I'll show you. That's my. That's from a cruise I was on. It's my room key. Norwegian Epic. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's my name. Now everybody knows my last name. It was on the Epic on the first. It was 2015, January the 11th. I was on that ship. That's when I had to disembark. And on the back, I've got my spa pass. You see the spa pass there? That allowed me to go in and out of the spa and use all the facilities in the spa area. So that's the steam room, the sauna, the men's private area, showers and everything else, of course. And then I was allowed in the spa area where they had the big whirlpool, and then the back of the Epic, they have a balcony area back there. I don't know, 10 floor, like 14 floors up. The back of the ship has its own deck that's about 25 feet wide, and they have loungers there. And you're lying there and relaxing, and you have the towels. You roll them up like a Twinkie, and you put that behind your head as a pillow. And you're looking out over the sea down there as the ocean is going away from you. Oh, wonderful. You got to grab your camera and film that when you're there. But that's my room key, my souvenir. I love it, and I just got to keep it here as a little thingy there. Fantastic. Nowadays, they're changing these up to the point where you're getting the wristbands that are on you, just like you're a hospital patient. But you're now a patient on board the ship, and you scan that on sensors all over the ship. And I like it. I don't like it because you got this thing on your wrist all the time. So if you get used to it, you get used to it. If you forget it, oh, now what? But the same thing with the card. If you forget your card, you forget your card. So but the cruise ships are becoming more segmented, where certain passengers can only go in certain parts of the ship now. And it might be that if you're in a balcony, you're higher grade, higher than someone in an inside room as far as how much you paid. But you may have the same access to all the areas of the ship, where people in certain balconies, maybe at the front of the ship, higher up, they're in a club, like on the Norwegian cruise line, it's the Haven, and MSC, I think they call it the Yacht Club. And so you have special privileges that you can go to the adult only area and get away from the rest of the cruise ship passengers. And be in your own secluded pool area, your own secluded concierge services and this type of thing. Might even be a special restaurant up there for you, but you're paying for it. You paid up front for every night that you're on that ship. Maybe you're paying $50 a night more, $100 a night more, $150 a night more, $1,000 a week, more per person for the privilege to be up there. And so you get that perk. I know Royal Caribbean is now coming up with that Genie. Is it called the Genie program? The Wow Genie. More money, and there are passengers willing to pay it. That's the thing about cruising. You think that the expensive cabins will be the hard ones to sell. They're the easiest to sell. The $40,000 a week cabin, 2-story tall, on the Royal Caribbean ship, easy to sell. Easy to sell. They'll put 4 or 5 people in there, and sometimes only 2, and 40 grand later, they had a great time. I'm not one of those folks. I haven't won the lottery yet, but yeah, the hardest rooms to sell are the rest of them. The 2,200 cabins or 2,800 cabins, whatever number of cabins there are on the big ship. You got to move 95% occupancy, 98%, 99%. It's tough sometimes getting rid of the last 4 or 5 percentage points. That's where the sales come from. The last minute deals. That's what we're looking for. So yeah. Interesting. Chris is saying, hey, shipping first. Hope you're enjoying your port days. Anyone heard about Nassau? Hearing comments like don't like to get off in Nassau. In my personal experience, I've been to Nassau, Bahamas, but as an airline passenger, as an airplane passenger, and I've also had to do business in Nassau. Sorry to say, I used to live in the Cayman Islands as an offshore investment manager, and I had to do business in Nassau from time to time. So I'd fly to Miami, over to Nassau, spend a day or two, fly back to Miami, back to Grand Cayman. Nassau, the ships are in the harbor, and on the one side is the downtown area, downtown Nassau. The island has about 350,000 people, and the Bahamians are a unique group of people. Fun, nice, but also very. Those who are in the tourist trade, they know what they're there for. They're there to extract money out of you somehow, some way. They're hoping you'll buy a trinket, a T-shirt, a hat, something, because they need the money. They need the money. On the other side of the harbor is Paradise Island, and that's where the Atlantis Resort is located, and a number of other resorts. And the Atlantis has this huge, phenomenal water park and underground or under the surface of the earth aquarium with 10-foot high glass walls where you can see sharks and all kinds of other species swimming around. It's really cool. I'm not sure. I haven't taken a cruise through Nassau, so those of you who have will know there are probably excursions that you might be able to take to Atlantis. I'm not sure if you're allowed to use the water park or not. Can't believe you wouldn't be. Money makes the world go round, and I'm sure Atlantis is open for business. But I know that Atlantis has a casino, and unless you're a foreigner, you can't go there. If you're a local, you can't gamble in the casino on Paradise Island. But as a Canadian or an American, you can go into Paradise Island, go to Atlantis, and you can go in their casino and gamble if you want. So you can do that. I think you lose just as much as if you're in the cruise ship. I never came out of the Atlantis casino a winner. Well, that's another story. Anyway, it's a unique place to see for a day trip, and there are other trips available, obviously off the ship, in the out of Nassau. But it's up to you to decide. You can always go for a walk downtown, but it's hectic. I found downtown Nassau it's kind of like Old Town San Juan, but it's hectic and it's noisy and motorcycles and cars and. To me, I didn't find it a nice, peaceful, relaxing place. The photos you've seen of Nassau, the postcard pictures and the brochure photos, they're not the same as real life. It's a real busy, hectic place, and people are trying to make money there. So you may find that it's not as an easygoing place as you want it to be. Paradise Island, on the other hand, go over there. Yeah, but it's a tourist trap. It's one or the other. I would recommend if you can go to Atlantis and you can walk around and see the aquarium in Atlantis. It's a great experience. It'll take you about an hour. It's big. It'll take you a while, and you get a drink there if you want, a beverage, a coffee, nibble on some. Of course, I would do that as a trip. But hey, some of you may have thoughts on it or have done it yourselves off a cruise ship. Skyhawk saying shipping first. Hopefully it's a good cruise because Carnival has not fared well lately with the CDC, the inspections. Yeah, a couple of ships, 4 of them have failed. But I have a feeling that we haven't heard anything lately. Haven't heard about another ship failing now in the last 2 weeks. Maybe they've cleaned them up and they've really put the boots to the staff on these ships, and we're not going to hear any more of that kind of stuff. Hopefully, Ruth is here. Hey, Bruce. Ruth Ann is back. How you doing, Ruth Ann? Missed you, but working on my 3rd business. You make me want to book now. Great information. Welcome, Ruth. I know you're in Texas. I think it's Dallas or Houston, one of the two. Welcome back. It's great to see you. Teresa here saying on the Royal Caribbean big ships, you don't feel the crowds like you do on the smaller ships because there are so many other places to eat. See, there's the thing about 23 different restaurants and all these different bars and these distinct neighborhoods and areas of the ship. So I can see that if your cabin is at the front of the ship, you're not going to walk all the way to the back opposite corner to get a hot dog and get a bite to eat. You're going to be in your neighborhood there, right? Makes sense. Yeah, these ships are designed to handle these crowds. It's not like they built a ship for 5,000 passengers and let's just willy-nilly hope for the best. No, they've done some planning, and Royal Caribbean, as we know, have now built 3 or 4 of these versions. Symphony of the Seas will be the newest, latest version of this style of ship. and they've got it going on. Royal Caribbean has figured out the bugs. They figured out the logistics. Popular, and people are going back for second and third and fourth cruises, as witnessed here by one of my viewers already. So yeah, looking good. Kathy saying made Bruce blush. Yeah, that doesn't take much. Kathy saying my ideal cruise is relaxation and pampering. I'm with you there. Chris is saying me too. Okay. Richard is saying booked a nice 29-day cruise from Australia to LA. Just love those sea days and a couple of exotic ports. Many sea days. Fantastic. I think I saw that cruise offered on vacations2go.com. Looked great. I think you're through Fiji, then Hawaii, and then LA, if I got it right. Yeah, that's going to be nice. I'm looking forward to hearing about how that goes, by the way. Kathy's saying 29 days. Wow, Richard, that's a long cruise. Teresa McFarland saying that would be an awesome cruise, Richard. Dylan is saying, what do you think of Cabo? I think I'm going to skip the first day and just walk around on the short second day. Cabo, for me personally, I've never gone off the ship when I've been in Cabo. Usually from LA or San Diego, you're at sea for at least a day. Then you get to Cabo, and the ship has to park in the bay, and then they use their tenders or their lifeboats to take you from the ship to the shore. I don't like taking tenders. I don't like this motion nonsense. It just does. It turns me off. I hate being in a tender with 180 passengers, and it's hot and it's sticky. And all I'm going to do is go to Cabo, where I'm going to be, pursued by interested parties to make me want to buy something. Just not exotic enough for me. Just doesn't turn me on. And I'd rather stay on the ship and let them all go. You guys go to Cabo. I got the ship to myself, or maybe there's only 500 of us left out of 1,500 or 2,000 or 3,000. Love it. But hey, it's pretty. You get some great pictures from your cruise ship too, and you can take some neat excursions from Cabo on boats right to the edge of the land there, to the edge of the landmass. It's fantastic. It's really nice. But you got to be into it, and it's just not my cup of tea because of my age. If I were 30 years younger, yeah, I'd probably tough it out and go to Cabo. I might even book a round of golf. Maybe I'd book a round of golf in Cabo San Lucas. Go golfing for a day. I'd love to do that, but not anymore. It's just I haven't got the energy, not the desire. But it's pretty. Gotta say, it's pretty. And boy, has it grown out. The first time I saw Cabo in 2008, and the last time I saw Cabo last year, wow! Just from the ship, how many new developments are being built, and new condo complexes and new resorts being built. It's incredible. But that to me is taking away from the charm of Cabo, not necessarily adding to the charm of Cabo. Just one guy's opinion. Dylan saying, love to go on a meet and greet, learn some tips on starting vlogging. Chris is saying, I'd love a month on the cruise. Richard. Dylan saying, should I even tell everyone the temperature today? Don't feel that bad. It's 76, going to be 79 in Henderson, Nevada today. That's where Dylan is. You dog. Nice. Doreen saying, we have an overnight. It's Saint Martin this March. Curious to know how it's doing. Yeah, I'm curious to hear this too, Doreen. I know it's come back a lot, but the damage was extensive and severe, and it was ugly. But there's a lot of money been poured in there from France and from Belgium, the two countries sharing the island, or the Netherlands. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of dough going in there to rebuild and restabilize. They immediately stabilized the country. They brought in extra police forces to handle, food shortages and some rumors of looting and this kind of thing. Things calmed down awfully fast, and then the rebuilding began, and everybody got work, because there's a lot of work available to be had down there. So if you're a local, you're working right now. You're making a lot of money, and you'll be working for another year on the rebuild. And hopefully this September, October, we don't get a repeat visit from another hurricane, because who knows? What if another bad season happens and it comes through the island again? Could cause half as much damage, We don't know. Cross our fingers, and we'll see what happens. But it should be a great visit. I'm sure you'll enjoy it, and I'm quite curious to hear from you how it went. Teresa saying, nice temperature, Dylan. I'm jealous. Chris is saying, boo, Dylan. Just kidding, of course, we're jealous. Deanne is here. I also like Holland America. Haven't tried Celebrity yet, and Viking yet. Deanne, yeah. If you're new, welcome, by the way. That Holland America, yeah, loved it. I just loved Holland America. I would love to try Celebrity and Viking. Those are two on my hit list. Richard saying, hooked on long cruises now that we've completed a 24-day from Rome to Fort Lauderdale, just fabulous. And actually lost weight on the cruise from all the ports walking around. This is one of those fallacies about cruising. I think if you're on a 3-day cruise to a 7-day cruise, you'll gain weight. Why? The food. The selection. If you're on a cruise line like Holland America or even Carnival, Princess, or Norwegian or Royal Caribbean, chances are you're going to enjoy that food and partake because you're on a cruise. Why not? You paid for it. Enjoy those decadent meals, and you'll probably gain a few pounds. Yes. But if you're on a cruise longer than 7 days, you're on a cruise that's 12, 14, 25 days long, you're not going to eat like you were grazing the first 5 days. You were grazing the first 5 days, okay? We all pigged out. But after that, you're going to, it's just naturally going to calm down. Your body's going to say, okay, I got all the energy we need for a while. I built up our reserves. We're good now. We can sort of chillax, and you're going to find ship life. You're going to adjust to life on board a ship after the 10th day. You're going to get into a habit. You're going to get into a routine, and you're going to find days where you want to be more active. And if there's a port of call, you're going on the port of call, going for a nice 3-4 hour outing if you're up to it, if you're up to walking it. And otherwise, you're going in the exercise room for an hour or two a day. And there's certain machines there that you can handle that that won't hurt you. Maybe you can't be a jogger, but you can be on the bike. Maybe you can be on the step machine that where you're just doing this. Maybe it's the rowing machine. You'll find something. Maybe you'll be swimming more. Maybe you're going to walk around the deck a little more. You'll adjust, and your body will adjust. But don't worry. The food's there, and when you feel hungry, you'll enjoy it. You'll be good. But that's a great comment, Richard. I love that. Kathy wants to know what cruise line. Richard, which one? And then Deanna saying we have a transatlantic coming up in April. Love those sea days. Oh yeah, that's gonna be great. You're gonna have that's gonna be a great cruise, Deanna. Richard saying Princess Royal on the Rome Golden on Australia. Fantastic. Yeah, these repositioning cruises, from Europe to North America or vice versa. Highly recommend them. I really do. The value is there. Absolutely, you won't overpay. And time. There's that de-stress time. After the first week, your whole system adjusts to a whole different world. And, the stress at home isn't there. Now, if you're not stressful at home, great. Then you won't be even more stressful on the ship. You'll be less stressful or as stressful as a stressful lessness life that you have, however I can say. This YouTuber, I could use a cruise, but I'm too busy right now. I got to work. Skyhawk is saying, okay, Richard, never heard of a 24-day cruise, but cool. Oh, yeah. Go to vacations.com. Go to vacations.com, Skyhawk. And you can sign up to become a member of that for nothing. And then you can peruse cruises, and you can ask the website there, show me 14-day cruises and longer only from, say February now or March to the end of this year. And you'll see every cruise that's 14 days or longer. If there's too many of them and it can't handle it all, then shorten your time frame, say from February now till July. And you'll see every cruise in every region of the world where the cruise is 14 days or longer. You'll see 40-day cruises, 60 days, round the worlds. Really cool. Just great to watch and to fantasize about. They're great. Skyak saying only heard bad things about NASA. Richard is saying it was a B2B and went across the Atlantic. Teresa McFarlane saying never had a problem in NASA. Chris is saying thanks, Teresa. I personally didn't have a problem with it. I just found it noisy. Richard saying Rome to Barcelona, then Barcelona to Fort Lauderdale. Moving the ship back to the U.S. really cheap, only about $4K in a suite. Very good deal with a drink package to boot. Yep. You'll be offered on some of these repositionings all kinds of perks, all kinds of extras. And if you take an inside room or a balcony, you'll be shocked at how low some of these offers are. They're great. Chris is saying repositioning cruise, good deals there. Kathy Butler, you just better have a good cruise line. Being on a cruise that long, how can you imagine being on MSC Seaside for 29 days? Oh, no, not right now. No, don't make me do it. You know who I think about the MSC Seaside? The officers and the crew. They're on that thing for 29 days. They're on that ship for 11 months, some of them, before they get a break. Some of them have a 5-month contract before they get a break. And, cruise after cruise after cruise, problems and problems and problems. I guess it's entertaining and it makes the time go by awful fast, but it can't be good times for the engineers on board who are dealing with the plumbing issues. These guys, they don't live for this. I mean, they live to be busy, but not for this. And then the air conditioning guys, those HVAC people, having to deal with the smell of the ship all over the ship because the air conditioning system is spreading the odor around. Can't be a fun, job right now for these folks. I'm sure they're looking for a repair, a fix that is permanent, and we can just get back to regular cruising. Yeah, that wouldn't be fun. Richard's saying yes, and the water was absolutely calm during the crossing. Captain said it had been a long time since he'd had calm seas. It's the one thing about open sea cruising. If you're crossing Atlantic or the Pacific, there may be a few days where it's a bit rougher than others, and there's no port where you can hide for a while. You might be able to skirt the worst of it, but you may have to plow through some others of it. But I trade that for the time and the sea days. I would love that. Kathy Butler's asking, do you guys use travel agents or book directly? Good question. Richard, travel agent, kick back about $250 back to us on the trip. That can be through room credits or whatever. Teresa McFarland, I use Vacations to Go or a CrewCon or book on the ship. Yeah, you can do that too. When you're on the ship itself, you're on a cruise, you can go to there's a promotions room where they're trying to sell cruises for future cruises. And they may offer you a nice package. They might offer you a $250 credit on a future cruise with a discount. But I would go to that computer room if you're using the desktop computer in the internet room, or I would use your own device in your cabin. And I would be checking with vacationstogo.com for the exact same cruise that the ship is offering you to make sure you can't get that deal somewhere else. You may want to even text or email your travel agent at home saying, hey, listen, I'm on board to so-and-so right now, and I'm being offered this deal for, 3 months from now. These are the dates. This is the package. What can you do for me? And you may find that they can beat it or they can't beat it, and then you decide. Don't forget, folks, become a shareholder of the cruise line and get a discount. Your regulars, I've talked about this before. Those of you who are visiting me for the first time, you don't know, if you own 100 shares of either Carnival, which owns Royal Holland America, Princess Cruises, and other lines, Cunard, or you own Royal Caribbean, which owns Celebrity, or you own 100 shares of Norwegian, which owns Regent Seven Seas. You own 100 shares of these cruise lines, you get an owner or a shareholder credit every time you book a cruise on any of the lines that they have. Limitless, no limit. The longer the cruise, the bigger the credit that you'll get. So if it's a 14 or a 15-day cruise or longer, even a repositioning cruise, you can get up to a $250 room credit for taking that cruise as a shareholder. Now, it's only one person per room. So if you and your wife each own 100 shares, only one gets to do the deal. But still, this is over and above any deal your travel agent gets you, any promotion that the cruise line is offering. This is a separate deal only for shareholders added on. So if it's a 7-day cruise, $100 credit every time. 100 shares of Caribbean, 100 shares of Norwegian, I believe was about $6,000. And you hold the shares in your IRA or your brokerage account. Hold them for years because you'll get this cruise credit every time you take a cruise with Norwegian. Even if you only do a 1-week cruise once a year, it's $100 a year for being a shareholder. You do 2 cruises a year, $200 a year. With Royal Caribbean, you'll get a dividend as well for the shares. Now, I think the shares are about $120, $130 a piece. So about $12,000, $13,000 is the investment. But for a 15-day cruise, you get $250 back. Do 2 of those a year, $500 in added credits just to be a shareholder, and they're paying you a dividend on the stock. The businesses are growing. All 3 cruise lines are expanding. The profits are rolling in. The share values tend to be going higher overall over the long run. Worth considering, just so you know, just a little added for you. I did make a video about it. You'll see it in my my playlists if you want to find it. Where are we at here? Booked my first. Oh, Chris is saying, booked my first cruise on Expedia. Had to call to verify some info. They were very helpful. That's good. You'll find also with vacationstogo.com, they have an 800 number. and they have a cruise. The cruise has a number. If you phone the 800 number, you'll get an agent. You tell them the cruise number. They'll tell you all about the cruise, and you don't have to buy it right away. I mean, they're not going to say you better buy it now because you called me. No. You can call just for information, just for ideas. They might have info on the cruise you don't know, that you don't see on the offer that you found on vacationstogo.com. You may also know that that cruise, let's say it's with Royal Caribbean, you found it on their website first, and they're offering you a package deal, a discount, or whatever. Then you went to vacationstogo.com and it seems to be the same price. Call them anyway. Call them and talk to the agent and say, hey, listen, I've been on the Royal Caribbean website. They're saying this and this. What can you do? Now, the agent might say, I can get you an extra $200 room credit, or I can get you a drink package, or I can get you this on top of what's there. Book through us. Keep that in mind. Let these people work for your money, okay? Since you started it, let them finish it. Teresa saying, I have a regular agent on Vacations to Go, so when I book on this ship, they transfer it to him so he can get the commission. There you go. Loyalty is a good thing. And I'll tell you, you start using one agent at vacationstogo.com, you call them up, they're rubbing their hands. They're going, oh, Teresa's back. I'm going to take care of this gal, because when Teresa calls me, she's serious. She's seriously looking for a cruise. They may well contact you in reverse and say, Teresa, did you know that 3 months from now there's a deal on this? I just found this out. You might want to know. They might send you an email. You never know. You build relationships with these people for sure. Richard's saying, yes, I heard that, Teresa. Vacations to Go have great prices. My agent does a swap from Princess, which I get a great special price when I book, and then she kicks in wine and cash back to me. Chris Reese is saying, I like Vacations to Go. It's a web format, really easy to navigate. That's what I'm saying too. Richard's saying, yep, been watching the world cruise prices. If I can get my wife to go with me for that long, yeah, some of these are 60, 80, 100 days long. That's a long time. Chris is saying, I hope I can retire someday. I'm going to be a cruising fool. Skyhawk saying, hey, Bruce, I've heard that Princess Ports in Vancouver, British Columbia. Love to see Vancouver. Having lived in Michigan, I love to go to Windsor, Ontario, and Toronto. Love Toronto. Canada's cool. I live here. I know it. Vancouver's beautiful. You ever get a chance to go to Vancouver, BC, even if you fly there for a few days, a week, you'll love it. It's a pretty gorgeous city. Teresa saying, would love to do a world cruise. Have to wait till we retire before we can get away that long. Chris is saying, that's right, Teresa McFarland. The longest I can do now is a few days. Kathy Butler saying, are you still able to stay in touch with family on a long cruise? Yeah, the internet. You'll get internet services on board. You can text. When you get to a port city, head for a Starbucks, free internet. You'll find internet on shore at a much cheaper price than on board. And grab your cell phone, put it on Wi-Fi mode, and you're on the using it as a computer email tool. You bet. Or make a deal with your provider, your service provider for your phone, to make sure that wherever you're headed on various ports, be it Europe, be it Asia, Australia, you might get a plan through your provider for the amount of time you're away, where you get a worldwide plan, and then you have this unlimited texting and other services. You want to check into that. Let's see here what we got here. Skyhawk saying, I love to cruise, do a repositioning cruise to Spain or Portugal, fly back, because my partner and I have friends that live in Portugal. Yeah, boy, if you can do that, you get over there, spend a week or two when you're there, and then work your way back. Great holiday, economical. Chris saying, I wonder if the savings you get from repositioning cruise are spent on the airfare back. No, you know what, Chris? You can get great deals. If you're flying home from Europe, for example, even if your cruise ends in Rome, or it ends in, let's say it ends in Nice. I mean, it ends in a smaller city that's not known for great international airfare deals. Worry not. You're in Europe now. And if you need to get, say, from Barcelona, you want to fly home from Heathrow, because Heathrow has the best deal for you through whatever airline you're using, or it's Gatwick, or it's Frankfurt in Germany, or it's Paris in France. You'll find your way from Barcelona to one of those centers, either through a cheap air deal in Europe, like Ryanair or EasyJet. $100 one way will get you there. Or better yet, if you can do it with the time, high-speed train. Take a high-speed train ride in Europe and see something you don't see in North America. Experience the way a train ride is supposed to be. And even between Spain or France or Italy or Switzerland, Boy, if you can stretch your holiday out a week and do bed and breakfasts with a train rail pass in between that, and you end up in Paris at the end of it, or you end up in London with the Channel, the train under the English Channel, which I've done, man, you've just added bonus points to your trip. You saved all kinds of money on the cruise over. Now you're taking a train ride or a cheap airfare to where you're going to get, and you'll be able to get a one-way airfare deal for a good price, because there are all kinds of airlines you can use, and you don't shop just the American carriers or just the North American carriers. Check out Norwegian Air. Check out these other airlines that offer one-way deals. They'll offer you the round trip, cut it in half. Here's the price, and there's no fooling around. The good deals, and you may find that the whole trip quite economical when you factor it in, and you got an extra week out of it in Europe. So look into that. I would highly recommend that. Teresa saying, I book 4 or 5 cruises a year, so my agent loves me. Yeah, and Teresa, you should be a shareholder. Become a shareholder, and you'll get these extra benefits. Richard is saying, yep, World Cruise now that every day is a Saturday. Yay! Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I'll tell you, that's a great idea. I'll tell you, folks, you can really save on cruises the way, depending on how you shop it. If you have an agent that you've come to know and that's come to know you, absolutely work with the agent. But if you're doing multiple cruises a year, you got to be a shareholder of these companies. You might as well get the extra, $10 a day for the short-term cruises, $100 for a week every time, or longer cruise. I think it's Royal Caribbean that's offering, if it's a 10-day cruise, it's more. If it's a 12-day cruise, it's more. And if it's a 14-day cruise, it's the maximum $250 credit. Check these out. Could pay you big time for being a shareholder of the company. Absolutely, great investment. Yeah, so there's a brief recap there. I had a few things I wanted to talk about today. Don't know if I'm going to mention them really. It's just some cruise news. I might save this for Monday, because I think we covered a lot of topics today, which was great. We've been on for an hour and a half. It's the fastest hour on the internet that I find. I can't believe how the time flies when we get going off these little tangents and we compare notes. And this is why I really am enjoying the fact that my regulars keep coming back all the time, and we attract new viewers. And the new viewers can join in and just either sit there and watch and just read the comments and listen to Bruce, talk, or become part of the conversation. Love it. As you can see, we don't mind a question in the middle of a discussion that takes us off topic or whatever. Doesn't matter to me. In effect, the viewers tell me what you want me to talk about. It's great. I love it. Kathy, great chat show today. Have a great weekend, y'all. We are going to sign off here. Those of you who've been watching this the whole time and haven't participated, I welcome you to this channel. I hope you enjoyed it. Please consider subscribing. I need all the subscribers I can get. We want to hit 1,000 subscribers by Feb 20 to remain monetized on YouTube. I need the money. This is my job. There's a subscribe button here. There's another one here. There's also a subscribe button beside it. There's a bell icon, a little picture of a bell. You click that, you'll be notified every time I do a video. Every time I'm going live, you'll get a little message. Oh, Bruce is going live today at 5 o'clock. Monday to Friday, 5 o'clock Eastern. Saturdays, 2 o'clock Eastern. And I welcome you to join. Tell your friends, anyone you know that's thinking of going on a cruise, someone you've been trying to get to go on a cruise with you, but you can't convince them. Maybe they should be watching this, and maybe we will convince them together. How about that? That would be a lot of fun. So everyone's saying goodbye. See you, Richard. See you, Kathy. Chris Reese, take care. India Jackson, enjoyed the chat first time. Thanks, India, for watching. Have a great weekend. Come back again. Teresa saying goodbye. Have a good weekend. Betsy Hamilton, we'll see you next time. Teresa McFarland, Waterloo, every day at 5 p.m. Eastern. I'm there. I know it. Monday to Friday. Chris saying have a good one, Teresa. India, maybe next time solo cruising trips. We'll talk about that. Betsy Hamilton saying thanks. Teresa, see ya. And Charles saying take care, Bruce. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you guys on Monday, 5 o'clock Eastern, on our next live broadcast. So here we go. This is Bruce with Traveling with Bruce saying thanks for watching today. We'll see you next time. Take it easy. Bye for now. Bye.